dual exhaust on the Tundra. Let's do this. Okay, what we're going to be doing now is I'm actually going to crawl up underneath the truck and show you all the exhaust system. It's been on this truck for probably about 2 years now, because when I bought the truck, it was a demo, had about 15,000 miles on it. When they got the truck in, they actually took it straight off of the trailer, pulled it straight into the shop, never even drove it, put a 3-inch lift on it, 35-inch tires, and the Borla dual exhaust. So what we're going to do now is, like I said, crawl up underneath the truck and just see how it holds up. Over the last 2 years, you know, it's been driven in snow. We've had salt on the roads and stuff like that. So is it holding up really well? Is it rusting or anything like that? That's what we're going to be checking out for rust and stuff. I'm going to show you the tips and stuff like that right now, and then we'll get up underneath the truck. So here is the tips. As you can see, they are chrome. They've held up pretty good. I've slung something up on the side of it there. That's not really rust. That's just me, you know, slinging something up on it. I did wash this and don't know what that is, but it won't come off without really scrubbing. But there you go. That's that side. So what we're going to do now is walk over to this side and take a look at this one. Now this one's in the shade. It may be a little harder to see, but you can see there it is chrome. The chrome has held up really well. I'm not a real good person about keeping up, you know, chrome and stuff like that. That's why I like my trucks blacked out. But this actually has held up really good. Let's get up underneath the truck, take a look at it, and see how well it's held up. Now we're underneath the truck. Hopefully you can see this. You can see it's nice and stainless. There is little to no rust on this at all. I mean, there's like a little bit of surface rust right here, but you can literally see there isn't hardly any rust at all on this exhaust system. And that's after 2 years of use. We'll keep crawling back up underneath it here. You can see we're getting back up close to the muffler now. So you can see here there's very little rust right here. You can't even really feel that rust. And then you get to the muffler, there's just a little bit of rust on the edge, but very, very, very little. And you go on up, as you can see right there where it's mounted in, there's just no rust on this exhaust system at all. This exhaust system is holding up very, very well. So let's get you tied to the side of the truck, and so you can hear what it sounds like driving down the road. Okay everybody, now that we're back out from underneath the truck, what we're going to be doing now is I have a GoPro suction mount. I've actually never used this mount. Today's going to be the first day. I'm actually going to suction cup this down to the side of the truck, pointed at the exhaust. I'm going to drive it down the road. I'm going to get on it a little bit so you can hear what the exhaust sounds like outside the truck. Hopefully that shows up well with all the wind noise on the GoPro. We'll find out, I guess. Now, I'll tell you one thing I am going to do is I am going to actually tie this off. So I've got my camper top down, and I'm going to mount this to the side, and then I'm going to take a piece of paracord and tie it to the railing on the inside of the truck. That way, if for some odd reason the GoPro mount comes loose, I might get a few scratches on my truck that I got to take care of, but at least I don't lose an expensive GoPro. So let's get this thing hooked up and get y'all down the road. Okay, so we're back in the truck. I've got you up front now. We're going to be driving back. Let me turn off the air. I don't want any noise at all in here. I just want y'all to be able to hear the exhaust and notice that there isn't any drone. A lot of what you'll hear whenever we get back on the main road will be my intake. My intake is very, very loud. It's extremely loud. I really like my intake, but especially I don't have the cover off yet, but when I take the little cover off, it is way loud. So we're fixing to hit the road right up here in a minute. When I turn out on the road, I'll be quiet and I'll get on the truck a little bit and I'll let you hear, you know, what the exhaust sounds like from the inside, and you'll also get to hear, you know, what it's like when we get up to highway speeds. This road right here is 55 mile an hour. So we'll probably get up to 55 or 60 mile an hour or so, be cruising along. You can hear this exhaust is really quiet on long trips, but if you get on it, you can kind of hear it a little bit. So we're gonna give this truck a little bit of time to get by, and then we'll pull out, we'll give it some gas. The first thing we're gonna do, like I said, is give it gas. You'll be able to hear what it sounds like when you know, get on it. There's what it's like when he was getting on it a little bit, you know, wasn't too loud at all, but you can still hear it. And now we're up to about 55 mile an hour. This is what it sounds like. We're gonna punch it and let's hear it again. We run up there pretty good right there, as you can tell. You can hear it. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera or not, but you can hear that inside the truck, but it's still not crazy loud. And like I said, right now we're at 55, 60 mile an hour. You can hear there's no drone at all. Okay, so there you have it. You know, there's no drone, but when you get on it, you can still hear it. Final thoughts, I really like this exhaust. It's probably not quite as loud as the TRD Pro exhaust. It's probably just a little bit quieter than that from the ones that I've heard. And then there's a few other exhausts that are like way louder than both of them. So if you're wanting an exhaust that's crazy loud, the Borla may not be the exhaust for you. But if you're wanting an exhaust that stands up and doesn't rust very bad, and you know, when you give it when you give it gas, you can hear it. But when you're on the interstate and you don't want to hear that drone, you just want a nice, nice smooth trip, this might be the exhaust for you. Give Borla a look. I'll link their website in the bottom of the description. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. See you next time.